Hi folks, Lou here, and I'd like to think about different kinds of game players because there's a vastly large number of different kinds of game players and how they react to certain things and what they want to do. Now, what I'll call serious game players, game hobbyists, especially even old stripe, they want control. They want their choices to matter. They want what's called strong player agency, where what the player does has a lot to do with the player's fate. On the other hand, we have what I call game bathers who want experiences. They don't really care if their choices matter. They and when they're asked about player agency, they're going to say, "Meh, who cares? I want to feel the experiences." They want to participate in it by playing the game, but they want to make sure that the game provides them with experiences. They do like the illusion of player agency. In other words, the game can branch in a certain number of directions, but sooner or later it all comes back to a node and then goes on from there. So the players keep getting herded, in effect, back to a particular spot. That's fine with them. And we find that many of the games that tout themselves as having player agency, for example, Mass Effect, turned out not to have much. Now, people who are socializers when they play games are often game bathers, but not necessarily. Explorers, which is a very common segment of game players these days who want to explore a game enough to figure out how it works and then move on to the next game, they are often game bathers. They want the experience of playing the game and then they'll move on to the next thing. Is this related to active and passive players? Well, if you're willing to have the game lead you around, then you're more of a passive player. If you want to control what goes on, then obviously you're an active player. Now, historically, a great many game players have been active players. But nowadays, we have far more people playing games. I'm not talking about puzzles, I'm talking about games. Far more people playing games, and many of them are much more passive. And passive is a common thing in modern society when people can watch television and watch YouTube and so on. They can experience things without having to do more than lift a finger. So you can see there's big contrasts here. And the question is, what do you as a game designer want to aim at? Thanks for listening.